Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician 84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 156. And I'm a lot better now, thanks for everyone's concern, thanks for the well wishes. And this is actually the third attempt at recording this, because first attempt I had something on my face. Second attempt I saw that there was no sound coming out for some reason, and I noticed 3 minutes into the recording. So I'm really annoyed that I have to redo the first bit of this. It's okay though, we will press on. Let's kick it off. The first questions are from John Cross. Before answering my questions, did you know I moved into a new house? I mean, this technically does count as a question, because you posted it on my Q&A video comment section. Just saying. But no, I didn't know that. That's good. That's quite the step there. And then the other question, did you know that we are getting a Blue Eyes White Dragon Xyz monster? I mean, yes, I did already know that, and I was also literally talking about it for a bit in the last episode. Talking about how I could fit it into my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. I'm guessing you didn't watch last week's episode. But yeah, I did already know that. Next questions are from Gunner. 1. Would you build Blue Eyes again with the structure deck? Okay, why is almost everyone asking me this? Plus, I already said in like a couple of videos that I have no plans to rebuild my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. Not in real life anyway. And I have mentioned already that I edited my Blue Eyes deck on Edo Pro with the new stuff. Well, except of course for Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon, because I hate that fucking card. Because of course I don't take kindly to negates existing, so yeah, I emergency banned it on the Richician format list. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy that it's allowed in Express Gaming format. I mean, yeah, it's apparently limited, and sure, if you summon it off Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, it'll go away at the end of the turn, but there's a few problems with that. I mean, what if Return of the Dragon Lords is in Grave, and you know, he'd want to use Return to protect it from being destroyed by Spirit's effect? Or what if it gets synchro summoned properly? Then that negate is just still sitting there, just locking down my deck, and at that point it's just basically an auto win. But yeah, well, that's another story. I mean, maybe I'll consider rebuilding that deck and my Utopia deck, just so I have 11 decks to match Emma's 11 decks, which I mentioned about before, but I don't know, because again, I don't want to build or rebuild any more decks. I mean, once those two May 2002 decks are finished, along with Stardust Junk, Odd Eyes Dimension Dragon and Cybers, that's it. I don't want to deck build anymore. Well, not in real life anyway. 2. What goat deck do you hate to play against? Well, I suppose besides generic burn and generic deck out, I would probably have to say Horus Decree. Um, Horus Decree was horrible. Like Horus level 8 just negating all the spells, Raw Decree negating all the traps. So that was literally half a deck completely locked down, leaving me with only monster effects to work with. And there wasn't really a lot that could deal with that lockdown. The only things I could think of are BLS, Time Wizard, Old Vindictive Magician, Man-Eater Bug, ironically, Gravekeeper's Guard, Wall of Illusion. Did I say Exiled Force? If I didn't, then Exiled Force. Okay, so there are a few, but not that many, and there's no guarantee you'll even draw them. That being said, there was one really fun out I had to Horus level 8, and that was Mirage Knight, although I could only pull this off while Magical Scientist was legal. So the plan was to summon Magical Scientist, pay a grand, special summon Dark Flare Knight. Dark Flare Knight crashes into Horus, it gets destroyed, Dark Flare Knight brings up Mirage Knight, then Mirage Knight uses its effect to attack over Horus level 8 and just get rid of it. Shame Mirage Knight does have that downside where it gets banished at the end of the turn. Just seems kind of annoying to go through a lot of effort to bring it out, only to lose it in the end phase. So annoying. I mean, it could at least have its additional anime effect, where it would special summon Dark Magician and Flame Swordsman. Why couldn't that have been a thing? But anyway, yeah, even if that was an out to Horus, there's still Decree to worry about, although, to be fair, once the Horus was off the field, you could at least get rid of it with MST or Heavy Storm, or even Giant Trunade. Then again, the problem with cards that bounce, Giant Trunade, Gravekeeper's Guard, Wall of Illusion, is that it's only a temporary solution, and they could have ways to get those back onto the field again. But anyway, I'm digressing a bit. So yeah, Horus Decree, generic burn, and generic deck out are hated goat decks of mine. I mean, there is also the annoying combo of Amoeba and Creature Swap in Water Control, which I really fucking hate, especially when it's for game, which is so fucking cheap. But to be fair, it's not the only thing it does. So yeah, there's that. 3. Is there a GOAT format card you would like to ban because it's too powerful? I'll do you one better, actually 2 better. There's 3 cards in GOAT format that I would like banned, or at least I wish was banned back then. Pre-errata Ring of Destruction, Delinquent Duo, and Nobleman of Crossout. Like, literally all these cards have pissed me off to the maximum. In fact, they were what actually put me off playing GOAT format, if I have to be honest. Yeah, Knock is just a cheap way to get rid of defense mode monsters just like that. It made even more cheaper by the fact that it banishes, along with the fact that if it's a flip effect monster, other copies in the deck gets banished. I mean, sure, it does hurt the the card holder as well, if it's like Magician of Faith or Gravekeeper's Spy or something, but it doesn't matter, especially if like the card holder is in a winning position anyway. It's also really annoying when they do the combo of Book of Moon, a big monster, and then use Nobleman of Crossout, and this particularly pissed me off when people would do it on Dark Magician. And of course this is something I will not tolerate, as I'm sure you know. Yeah, fuck Nobleman. And then there's Duo, which rips 2 cards out my hand just like that. I mean, it's fucking bullshit, especially if it's a situation where I've only got 2 cards, or like I'm going second and then like almost half my hand is gone just like that, and 1,000 life points is literally nothing to give up to do it. Yeah, it's absolute fucking bullshit. And then there's Pre-Errata Ring of Destruction. There's not enough words to describe how much I fucking hate it. Once upon a time, like until it got errated, this was one of my most hated cards of all time. I mean, only partially because of what it does, but mainly because of what people use it for, and that is destroying their own monsters just to take that last cheap shot at my life points. I mean, again, there are not enough words to describe how fucking cheap, dirty, dishonourable and disrespectful this really is. Seriously, I could rant about how fucking cheap it is till the cows come home, and it's just hard for me to have respect for anyone who does that. And it's, in a way, it's disrespectful, just destroying their own monster just to do it. I mean, and this is coming from someone who has respect for their monsters. I mean, I would never destroy my own monsters just to take that last cheap shot at an opponent's life points. I mean, even if I didn't hate Ring of Destruction, I'd only ever use it on the opponent's monsters. I'd never use it to destroy mine, especially not Dark Magician. But in any case, it's still a cheap, dirty and disrespectful way to win a duel. And I just got so sick of it. So I was so happy when it got banned twice, and really not happy when it got unbanned on the September 2006 ban list. And Upper Deck Entertainment's reasoning behind it was apparently to try and stop Stein OTK, but it didn't stop jack shit. All it did was give us like another year of 2 Ring of Destruction for game formats. It was such fucking bullshit. So yeah, the fact that these 3 cards exist just makes GOAT games off-putting. Same with playing under any format where Ring of Destruction is legal. I mean, yeah, even after that, there have been some occasions where me and Matt and Alison Welch have played with our GOAT decks, like whether it was a GOAT duel or whether it was a cross ban list duel, but you know, they were just occasional one-offs that just keep happening, and a gentleman's agreement was made to not use Ring of Destruction, Duo, and Nobleman of Crossout. Of course, I'm hoping that other people will make this gentleman's agreement too, if I play Goat more often, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah. 4. What is your favourite Yu-Gi-Oh format that you enjoy the most? This question already came up, and even Weber's 5 once asked me why it's my favourite format. But yeah, the answer to that question is September 2007. I even mentioned this quite a few times in various videos, including a couple of Q&As. Surely everyone should know this by now. Hence why September 2007 Sunday is a thing. Yeah, September '07 is my favourite format. I just enjoy that retro format more than any others. I mean, there are those who enjoy Goat, Edison, Hat, Tengu Plant, and whatever format it was that where full power tier elements was legal. I'm sorry, but how can anyone enjoy that format? Or any tier 0 format? Tier 0 formats are shit! Anyway, I'm digressing. Yeah, September '07 is what I enjoy the most. Just because the ban list we got was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Problematic decks were hit, although I don't think Demise OTK was hit enough. Ring of Destruction, Snatch Steal, and Confiscation were banned, which I was jumping for joy over. And I was very successful in various locals. I won my 4th tournament overall, second using Dark Magician. I made top 2 with Elemental Heroes for the first time ever, although it could have potentially been a win had I not been given a wrong ruling over Raw Decree and Seal of the Forbidden Spell, but again, that's another story. But yeah, I didn't like that Demise OTK and Perfect Circle Monarch was around, but other than that, it was great. I think I was asked a couple of times why I liked Perfect Circle format, if Perfect Circle Monarch was a thing, but hey, look, just because I love Perfect Circle format doesn't mean I like Perfect Circle Monarch, or any Monarch decks for that matter. And 5, what did you think of the Duelist of the Roses trailer from me, and do you think it improved in some way when you look at the trailer for the last? I think it did, yeah, although it's been a while since I've watched the last. Yeah, the trailer looks good. I'm very curious about how this will go down. So yeah, I did enjoy the trailer. I'm looking forward to see what happens in terms of the story. Of course, I'm also looking forward to the follow-up of The Lost, which I'm guessing is implied that it'll lead to a crossover movie. Yeah, can't wait to see that either. And the last questions are from Matt and Alison Welch, again, which makes a change because they usually get questions in first. Although there was one point where they submitted the last few questions. Oh, excuse me. One, out of all the decks Yugimoto used in the anime, from Duelist Kingdom to Battle City to the Virtual World with Noah, to Waking the Dragons to the KC Grand Championship, or should I say Grand Prix, the Dawn of the Duel to Pyramid of Light, which build is your favourite out of all of them? Mine is definitely the Pyramid of Light Yugi deck. To be honest, I would say it's a toss-up between Duelist Kingdom and Battle City. It's hard to say which one I like the most. I suppose I'd have to lean more towards Duelist Kingdom, as, well, it just looked like the most fun, very nostalgic, even though it was sort of misleading in regards to all of the real rules, where, like, until later on, I didn't know that level 5 or higher monsters needed a sacrifice of 1 or 2 monsters to be tributed. Still, it was quite fun though. Normal summoning high level monsters without tributes, starting each duel with 2,000 life points. Yeah, it was fun watching dueling being played that way, and fun dueling that way with my younger brother. Good times. Don't know if I could ever go back to dueling that way though. 2. What would be your idea for being a good storyline for a Bonds Beyond Time sequel? That's a tricky one. Well, definitely for a start, as I've said like a million times already, it has to be a crossover movie where we have Yugi, Jaden, Yusei, Yuma, Yuya, and Playmaker all in one video. Well, technically, one movie, just dueling together against a big threat. Not sure what it could be though. I mean, maybe it could be a follow-up to the end of Zexal, where Yuma and the gang were all flying off to help Astral with this threat. So, maybe that could make for a good sequel, and maybe throw in a bit of the end of what happens at Vrains, where Playmaker's looking for I, and I wakes up in a random place. So I am keen to see some sort of follow-up to that. I don't know how it could work with the end of Zexal, but maybe there must be some way to connect the stories in a way, and just make that work somehow. Of course, it doesn't matter what it is anyway, as long as those 6 protagonists are working together against a big enemy. That's all I care about. And that is it for questions in this episode. Thanks a lot for your guys' questions, very cool ones as always, and if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening, UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then, so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Richician YouTube channel.